Hello friends! The base models, until 2012, were aggregated by the well-known 2.7-liter TD-V6 from its predecessor, developing 190 horsepower. In parallel, a 3-liter turbo diesel developed on the basis of the 2.7 V6 was offered. One of the most significant differences is the presence of two parallel turbochargers. The first, large, is used more often at low speeds. The second, smaller one, is activated when more power is needed, at high RPM. Unfortunately, the new turbo diesel has taken over the main misfortune of the younger 2.7, turning the liners and destroying the crankshaft. Trouble usually occurs on a segment of 150 to 250,000 kilometers. Another common ailment is a leaking front crankshaft oil seal. Along with the oil seal, the oil pump must also be replaced. The leak was caused by a defect in the pump housing. Subsequently, the pump was upgraded. There is no usual oil dipstick in a 3-liter diesel engine. Electronics monitor the level, and in cold weather it can switch off. In this case, a low oil level message appears on the onboard computer screen. After a few minutes of running and warming up the engine, at your own risk, the sensor comes to life and the warning disappears. The third generation common rail injection system with piezoelectric injectors does not cause any particular problems. Diesel 3.0 turbochargers sometimes have to be repaired after 150 to 200,000 kilometers. According to the regulations, they change with the separation of the body, but many mechanics do this procedure without interruption. Soon, the plastic intake manifold may burst. Both diesel V6s have a timing belt drive with a recommended drain interval of 100 to 120,000 kilometers. In addition to the timing belt, the injection pump drive belt located on the back of the engine should also be updated. Fortunately, it can be replaced without tearing off the body. The top versions of Discovery 4 until 2015 were equipped with a gasoline 5-liter V8, developing 375 horsepower. Then, he was replaced by a 3-liter gasoline V6 with a mechanical supercharger, 3.0 SCV6. It was created on the basis of a 5-liter engine with a mechanical compressor. The first malfunctions of the 5-liter aspirated were encountered even in the segment of 50 to 100,000 kilometers. The pump was leaking, or the viscous coupling of the radiator cooling fan was noisy. And after 100 to 150,000 kilometers, the timing chain could chirp due to a surrendered tensioner or chain stretch. The 3-liter supercharged did not have time to become widespread. According to mechanics, its weak point is the short-lived timing chain drive. In addition, the plastic T of the cooling system may leak. Until 2010, the basic versions of the S with a 2.7 diesel were equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission. In 2010, all official versions switched to automatic. Until 2012, a 6-speed ZF 6HP28 automatic transmission worked in tandem with diesel engines, and after that, an 8-speed ZF 8HP70. The petrol 5-liter V8 was paired with the ZF 6HP28, while the 3.0 SCV6 that replaced it was paired with the ZF 8HP70. Cars with an 8-band automatic instead of the classic gear selector received a rotary control that leaves the panel, like in the Jaguar. The P, R, N, D, S modes are activated with a round washer, and the manual gear selection mode is implemented using steering column switches. A 6-speed automatic, as a rule, easily overcomes 200 to 300,000 kilometers without major repairs. The first may require repair of the torque converter. The 8-speed automatic ZF is even more tenacious. Only occasionally did the puck stop coming out. The module required repair, soldering of the transistor. As a last resort, the module had to be changed. Both automatic transmissions need regular oil updates. In the fourth Disco, the terrain response electronic all-wheel drive system was slightly optimized. In particular, the mode of movement on the sand has undergone an adjustment. Depending on the type of coverage, the system itself adjusts the height of the suspension, locks the differentials, and changes the sensitivity of the gas pedal. The all-wheel drive system is very reliable and practically does not bother with malfunctions. From time to time, owners have to change the leaky anthers of the front interval CV joints. The mass of a heavy steel body on a frame with a base 2.7 TDV6 is an impressive 2.7 tons. A high load on the front axle affects the resource of silent blocks, ball bearings, and wheel bearings. If the front silent blocks go a little more than 50 to 100,000 kilometers, then the rear ones nurse over 100 to 150,000 kilometers. A similar resource, 100 to 150,000 kilometers, for ball bearings and front wheel bearings. Rear bearings usually last at least 150 to 200,000 kilometers. Pneumatic suspension allows you to change the ground clearance within 130 to 225 milliliters. For convenience, you have to pay for the periodic repair of wiring, valve block, compressor, replacement of height sensors, and sometimes air springs. The front air bellows can leak after 150 to 200,000 kilometers, and the rear ones are almost eternal. The brake control lever was placed on the center console, to the left of the gear selector. Sometimes the handbrake starts to mope, refusing to unlock the wheels. The steering rack may be asked for repair, knocking, leaking, after 150 to 250,000 kilometers. By this time, the cross of the steering cardan shaft may also wear out. Discovery 4 is well protected against corrosion and has virtually no rust problems. But the frame of the optional foot pegs rots after 7 to 10 years. Unfortunately, taillights are often the prey of night thieves. Door locks begin to fail after 6 to 9 years of operation. Next, the lock of the upper trunk lid can also be moping. The reason may be the failure of the trunk button. Malfunctions in the operation of parking sensors are often caused by a wiring malfunction. Finally, it should be noted the unsuccessful design of the spare wheel winch, which can jam at the most inopportune moment. If you know of other model malfunctions, be sure to write about it.